I found this interesting wood trunk at the thrift store this week for just over $20, and it completely needs to be transformed, and this is what I'm going to use. I've already given this trunk a good clean, and now I'm going to remove this weird metal almost ribbon that someone put on here and the hardware. Luckily, this metal ribbon just looks like it's just held in by these little tiny nails, so I'm just going to pop it right up and remove it off here. Look how easy that is to remove. Now that all of the metal ribbon has been removed, it's time to give it a good sand before I go ahead and paint the trunk. Now that the trunk has been sanded and wiped back down, it's time to paint its first coat. So I'm going to start with this beautiful sage color called Bellwood by Fusion Mineral Paint. And I'm going to give the entire trunk a coat of the Bellwood. And you can see some of the little holes where the nails were, and I didn't even bother filling those in because they're just going to add some character to the trunk once it's done. I'll finish giving the trunk its first coat, and then I'll be back to show you what it looks like. Now that my trunk has the first coat of paint on it, I want to use some really wide painter's tape to tape off the edges of the trunk. So I'm just going to take pieces and lay them down and use the edge as a guide and just stick this down. Really, the only edge that needs to be fully down is the one that is towards the inside of the panel you're working on. So I've got this here, and I'm going to do the same thing and go along each of these edges. With the trunk completely taped off, it's now time to start playing with our broom. So the first thing I'm going to do is take some of this beige colored paint, and I want to paint a nice thick layer inside of the tape lines. So you want to make sure that it's nice and thick. And once you've got that nice thick layer on, you want to take your straw or corn broom and use this to create a seagrass effect. So what we're going to do is just drag this through the paint, and it's going to start creating a seagrass effect. And this is why you need your paint to be nice and thick, so that you have ample paint on there to create this effect in it. And you can see that darker color underneath coming through, which is exactly what we want. So you can go over this as many times as you want until you get an effect you like. And you can make your seagrass going one way, or you could even go this way if you want kind of a crosshatch pattern like this. So I'm going to do this to each panel, creating this same effect on each panel. Now that my paint has just started to dry, I'm going to go ahead and start to peel up the painter's tape. I like to do this when it's still a little bit wet, so that I can do that without making too much of a cut in the paint. I should mention too that I've just used regular painter's tape because I'm okay if it pulls up some of my original paint color. I really want this to have that rustic look, so I was okay with that. If you don't want this to pull up your original paint color, you can use the delicate area painter's tape. Oh, that's exactly what I was hoping would happen, because I want this to have that chippy old look. Using tape like this is an excellent way to get some paint to look chippy without having to use milk paint. You would never know that this is the same trunk I picked up at the thrift store. It was so easy to give it a makeover with just a little paint and my corn broom. I hope you'll try this on a piece of furniture the next time you're looking for a beachy effect.
All right, so now for the fun part, we've got our napkins. I know you're gonna ask. I purchased them on Amazon, and I do not have a link because I bought them a long time ago, but if you just type in paper napkins on Amazon, a bunch is gonna come up. Usually I add floral because that's what I'm looking for, and there's a pretty decent selection. You could also go to IKEA or your party store, or maybe even like Target would carry them. Most of the time, they are 3-ply. But these, I have used them a lot. They are only 2-ply. It's really important that you get all the extra plies off. So make sure whether it's 2 or 3-ply. If you don't get down to the bottom layer that's super see-through, you're not gonna actually be gluing on the right part, and then it's gonna look kind of funky. So I'm deciding how I'm gonna lay these out. And if because I want to distress the edges. So if I lay them like this, I can actually get a whole drawer with one napkin. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut it right down the middle, and then I'm going to move this part over here. So I'm dry fitting my pattern, deciding which looks the best. And they don't have to line up exactly. I kind of like that. I'm going to cut that right there. The nice thing with napkins, they're pretty forgiving. So this is my liquid patina, and I'm applying it with a foam brush. You can purchase this at JamieRayVintage.com. It's a decoupage, top coat, and transfer gel all in one. You could also do this with Sweet Pickins top coat. I'm just out right now, so I'm going to go ahead and use this. You want to apply it liberally underneath. You kind of want to get on there smooth as possible. Right. I'm going to make sure my seam is nice and like adhered. So now I'm doing the other side, and then you just want to make sure there's like no seam. It's even better to overlap than it is to like have a funky seam. Gotta be careful because it tears. Luckily, we're gonna sand it, so it's not be perfect. Okay, so now that it's on there, the next thing you're gonna do is take more of the liquid patina, and you go right over the top. It's gonna wrinkle a little bit, and that's okay. Don't freak out. Okay, so I'm just going to peel this off of this side. And then when it dries, I will sand that and get rid of it completely. And then also once it dries, I'm gonna do one more coat of liquid patina. Then I'll do all my sanding, and then I'll finish with another coat of liquid patina. And because liquid patina is also a sealer, there's no need to do like an additional top coat over that. By that point, you'll have 3 coats, and you're gonna have more than enough to protect it. All right, so they're all dry. You can see they've got a little bit of texture to them. That's totally fine, because when I sand it, it'll smooth it down, and then this will kind of look like a crackled effect. I'm just using 220 sandpaper on a block. You could use a 220 sanding block. This is just what we have. And I'm just gonna go around the edges and then over the top. So when you're all done, it should feel smooth to the touch. It's gonna feel a little papery, but we'll put a few more coats of sealer on it. And you can see I lost a little bit of the napkin there, which is fine. There's a few spots. And then everywhere where it was kind of raised, you've got this really cool crackle. And it turned out pretty amazing. So we'll do this to all the drawers. All right, guys, it is all complete. Zeb, I think, did pretty good at his paint job there. And the napkins.
The napkins turned out cool.